Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about scope of the function and call stacks and local variables. Those notions are very important, especially to understand how function works. Okay, so you got to understand how functions work so that you can actually write the right code for functions. Okay, so I give you the source code and the terminal, right? So there's two tooling functions, foo and goo. Okay, so if you look at it in the main function, it just prints out A's and then call foo with the A, and then another printf, call, and then in the definition of foo, similar things are done, and then there's another function goo. Okay, so I'll give you, so pause the video a little bit and think about what the output of the program should be. It's very important to get all these details right. If you get all the details right, I think you're good to go. If you don't know what's going on, yeah, watch out how actually I work out the details. Okay, pause. Okay, did you figure that out? Okay, let's work out the details. Okay, so to work out the detail, you gotta know some important notions called call stack. Okay. Okay. So when a function is invoked, the first function is main. Okay. And then the functions are the variables and the storages for these functions are stored in some part of memory called stack. Okay, so the main function, let's say, so why is it called stack? Because if a main function calls another function, in this case, what? Foo, okay, that memory parts for the local variables of foo will be stacked up. Okay, that's why it's called stack. Anyway, so let's go back. So when the program starts, the main function is invoked, and for that matter, the storage for the local variables of function main will be established in the call stack, and that's actually is called stack frame. Okay, so the stack frame for main function will be established. So what are the things that resides in A? The variables you created. So in here, if you look at this, in the main function stack frame, a local variable A, which is integer type, is stored here in main stack frame. Okay? And then wow. Now we're done. So you move on to here. The program starts there. The terminal, this is terminal. Okay. So when the program executes the printf statement, well, things are printed out. So 1, and then %t, which is the value of A. 0 is printed out. Okay, you're done. Now what's important is this. Foo A. Okay, remember, this A is called what? Input argument to the function called foo. Okay, when a function is called, this input argument, that value of the input argument is copied into the parameter of the function foo. Okay, remember again, argument value is copied into parameter. Okay, so we call this phenomenon by what? Pass by value. Okay, pass by value. When a function is called, the argument is copied into the parameter. What am I saying? Well, the argument and the parameter is different. The question is, where is this parameter? Well, when the function is called, a new stack frame for function foo will be established. Okay, this is stack frame for foo. Okay, and then you will have input parameter lying here. Remember, the A in here is this guy. Okay, and the input parameter for foo will be residing in the stack frame of foo, meaning they're different things. Although its name is kind of same, but think about the hierarchy. This A is belonging to that stack frame of foo. Okay, so they're different things. Now, A is 0, and then that value is copied into here, 0. Okay, what does that mean? Now, program control goes here. Program jumps here, and then A is established. The input parameter is set up. Now move on here. Okay, A++. This A++ is meaning what? The input parameter in the stack frame for foo. So that means this A is changed. Make sense? And then what? You print out this one. This A is also this A. So that means 3 is printed out. And then A is 1. Okay? So here now. And then now what? Goo is called, meaning what? New stack frame for goo is established, right? And then the A, this guy, the argument for function called goo, is copied into input parameter for goo. Okay? And then that's copied into 1. Make sense? And then now your program control is here. Okay? What is it? Now, this A++ means what? This is A, so it becomes 2. And then now printf will execute 2. Okay, you're done. When the function is finished, the stack frame will be deleted, okay, reclaimed, and then program control goes back to where the function was called, here. Okay, and then now what? Printf 4 is executed. This A, because we're now in the stack running of function foo, you're looking at the stack frame for foo. So that means what? You print out 4. What is A here? A is 1. Now you're here, right? And then A++ is executed. So that means this guy becomes 2. And then you're done. What does that mean? So stack frame for foo is reclaimed, and you go back to where this foo was called, here. Okay? And then you printf 2. And this A is what? This guy, 0. Okay, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, and 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0. So actually, let's run it. Yeah, actually, I actually run it. So if you see, let me just do that again. Okay, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 0. 0, 1, 2, 1, 0. Make sure to watch this video and completely understand what this is going on, what is going on here. Okay, so you gotta have this notion of what? Call stack, pass by value, and then given the local variable, what it refers to. Okay, for example, if you create integer variable here, b, and then if you try access b here, will that work? Let's try. Doesn't work. Why? Because in function foo, b is not visible. It only looks at the things in the stack frame. The scope of b of this b is this. Okay? In that scope, this code doesn't belong, right? So that means what? If you try to access b++, but like there's nothing in the scope of this stack frame. Okay, so make sure you don't confuse yourself with this notion of a scope and then call by value, pass by value, and then stack frame. And how the stack frame is set up, and then that's basically each of the stack frame is reclaimed once the function is finished, and you go back to where the function is called. All these things are very important to understand like what's going on. And that'll be super, super helpful for writing the functions for your labs and project. Okay.